Today's problem is character frequencies. This is on InterviewBit. And so you can pause the video at this point, go over to InterviewBit, try the problem, come back, and we'll walk through the solution. Difficulty, easy. A really high success rate. So I guess it is easy. 82.9%. One person didn't like this question. Thumbs down. So you can't please everybody. Problem description. Given a string A containing only lowercase characters, find the frequencies of the characters in order of their occurrence. Problem constraints. The length of the input string A will be between 1 and 10 to the 5th, 100,000. And output format, return an array of integer. Okay, this really needs an example. Let's take a look at input 1 here. Now, what they want is, how did they say it here? Frequencies of the characters in order of their occurrence. Okay. So, the output here starts with a 3. Why is that? Well, the first character that occurs in this string is the letter I. And the letter I occurs 3 times. So we have 3. What is the next letter? N. N occurs once. So the second number in the output is 1. The next character is a T. T occurs in this string twice. So the next letter is a T. E occurs twice. Right? Yes, twice. Okay, 2. And then we have some that occur 1 time. We have R. We have V. We have I. Again, now, because we've already handled I, we just, we don't do anything with the I or the E. The W is 1 and the B is 1. All right. Java has a data structure. Java provides a data structure that is perfect for this problem. It's pretty obviously a HashMap problem where we use the characters as keys and then the values would be the number of occurrences. The thing is, a regular HashMap in Java doesn't guarantee the order of the entries, right? However, there is something available called a linked hash map, and that does preserve the order of the characters. So, and I think Python actually, I think that's actually the default behavior for Python maps is to maintain the entry order. Anyway, even if you didn't have a data structure that preserves the entry order, you could solve this. We'll talk about that too. But what we're going to do is create this linked hash map. All right, and then for every character in the string, we will keep track of how many times does it occur. So that goes in the map. The characters are the keys and the occurrences are the values. The return type is array list of integers. So we'll create an array list of integers. We will get the values from the hash map. There's a values collection that we can just get, via the values method. That goes here. Iterate through that. The results are in order, and so we just add each value from the map to the array list result and return the result. All right. What if we couldn't get the characters in entry order? What if we had to do this with a regular sort of hash map structure? Okay, so we still have characters as keys, and we still have occurrences as values, but let's say they're not in order. So then we can take one more pass through the string, right? So let's say InterviewBit. First character, I. Look it up in the map. How many times does it occur? And the answer is 3. So, okay, add that to the result, and then go ahead and set it to 0 so that you don't process it again when you get to, there are 2 more I's in here. So when you get to the I's, the second and third time, you see, oh, it's 0, and you just skip over it, right? N is 1, T, same thing, that is 2, but every time you process a character, set the occurrences to 0. That's your indicator that you've already processed it. So we could do this. We could do this without a linked hash map. The linked hash map is perfect, but even with the regular hash map, the amount of additional work is minimal. All right, let's try and run this. All right, you completed all the questions for today. It's an interesting phrasing. It actually means we completed all the questions for the week, for week 4. We are about to go into what is week 5 on the InterviewBit 12-week prep kit. And we start to get into some medium level problems in week 5. Okay, so if you found this helpful, go ahead and hit like, subscribe. Check out the playlist on the screen. That's all my coding interview videos. What's really going to help you is if this problem felt familiar, it's because it follows a pattern. I've put together a guide to the patterns that show up most often in coding interviews, including HashMap, like this problem. HashMap really shows up a lot. I advise you to keep hash maps, hash tables top of mind in interview questions. You can download that. It's free. You can download it immediately. There's a link in the video description to get the download, and I hope you'll do that. And that's it. We'll see you next time.